What's up, guys? This is Tyler. This is going to be a little bit different video that I've done previously, as I was in a rush to get these out and I wasn't in a very quiet environment. So I'm actually doing a voiceover for the slabs, so I'm going to jump right into it. So very quickly, you can see I have a couple of Trey Young rookie PSA cards. And I really made a mistake on this video because I shot the video with my iPhone vertically and not horizontally. Again, I was kind of in really a crunch. But overall, pretty good order. So as you can see, a couple Max Scherzer rookies, and this was right after Max had won his championship. So pretty timely to get those back. Got a bunch of Kawhi Leonard prisms that I had sent off. And honestly, they did not come back as well as I had hoped for. I think that I only ended up getting maybe 2 PSA 10s out of the bunch, a lot of PSA 9s, and then 1 5. So not really sure what was up with the 5, but again, and the thing is, I've already actually sold these as well. So this order came in, I would say around early November, maybe late October. I didn't get to it until Thanksgiving weekend. So I had already sent those out to Probstein, and they have already been sold. But got a lot of Kawhi rookies. The sad thing is that the Kawhi market is just not that hot until it comes summertime. So of course I bought a lot of these right after he won his championship, and sure enough, I just did not get the results that I wanted in a very timely manner. But overall, the sales did do well, and I ended up, I think, maybe holding on to one of the Prism Kawhis. I can't remember. I know I have one of them stashed away from a bunch of the orders that I've sent off. Actually, that Crusades card did very poorly. It's a PSA 10, and I think I may have got $40 out of that, which I was anticipating 100 plus for that card. Here we're jumping into a couple more things. So I had a Christian Yelich 9. Really disappointed with these Cody Bellingers. I mean, these are relatively easy grades, and those 2 refractors, man, those killed me. I paid almost $100 a piece for those raw, and I think through the sales through Probstein, after fees and everything, I may have got like 40 something bucks back. So this order, I did really good on some things, but some of those key cards, I mean, some of the Kawhis, the Cody Bellingers, didn't do as well as I had hoped for. Mahomes has been my mainstay for 2019. I know it's in November, and Mahomes stuff is down compared to where it was in maybe September, early October. I would say mid-October. But Mahomes is still one of the safest bets, in my opinion, that you can buy in football. So he has carried me not only in this order, even though I didn't get a ton of the cards graded gem mint that I would have hopefully liked. I did get some big cards. That Phenoms card was really nice. Actually, this Knights Templar, again, I've graded a ton of those, but even that 9 did really well through Probstein. Christian Yelich as well. I would say Christian Yelich has really served me very, very well. I continue to grade his Topps Chrome rookie autographs and his Bowman Sterling from 2010. Surprisingly, there are still some gem mint cards that are out there. I think Topps Chrome Raws are starting to dry up. Same thing with his Emeralds. It's the off season right now, and as I'm looking, I'm really not finding anything that is worth grading. But from this order, I think I did really, really well. I will say the big cards did well, but you're about to see a slew of cards where I absolutely got killed. And I basically just gave PSA a lot of money. There's my lovely cat, trying to get in my video per usual. But yeah, these cards right here, so you're just going to see nothing but 9s. 9 after 9 after 9 after 9. 2011 Topps Heritage Minors is one of the most difficult sets to grade, and that's why if you look at that set, the Mike Trout card does very, very well. I've sent off 3 or 4 of Mike Trouts. I've not got a gem mint grade. I've sent off all those Christian Yelichs. None of them came back gem mint. These Baseball America cards, I have sent some of those off. I've sent off a Bryce Harper, and it's been gem mint. Typically, those are a little bit better just because the centering on them is better than the regular Heritage. But man, they are such a tough grade, and I think that's why gem mints command a premium. These Topps Pro debuts, I would say in the moment whenever I was looking at these, I'm sure I identified flaws, but again, man, I've got to be much more particular about looking at my cards come 2020. One of the things that I hate to do is I hate to get a card in and I see a big flaw with it and then I sell it to somebody knowing that there's a flaw but selling it ungraded. So I will admit that a lot of the cards I send off, it's like, man, I can't pass the buck on to somebody else. So I do just send them off because in the end, it does balance out where I get gems that pay for some of the nines. And honestly, if I get a couple of the big cards to gem mint in these orders, it pays for all of those nines. And whenever I sell the nines, at least the buyer knows what they're getting. But I would say the past couple orders I've had, these Jordan Alvarez's are a perfect example. None of these big cards are hitting. I would say they're likely larger percentage of 50-50 chance of being gem mint, but I'm just not getting gem mints for a lot of the big cards. And with that, I'm not really recouping some of the losses of the grading fees with some of these lower end cards where they don't gem. And I'm just like, I'm sort of very surprised that, as you look at these Jordan Alvarez Heritage Minor cards, like you're seeing 9 after 9 after 9, and these are not terribly difficult cards to grade. All you have to really do is look at centering. The corners and edges are a little bit more condition sensitive. But man, I just got killed on those. So those low-end cards really, really hurt me. Now these Mike Trouts, this is one of the better Mike Trout orders that I sent off for Bowman's Best. I think I almost went straight perfect on those. And those actually did really, really well through Ricky's auctions. Wander Franco, I've clearly unanticipated his market. Like Vladimir Guerrero Jr. last year took off like a rock. His stuff just soared. But Wander Franco, who is going to be the #1 prospect this year, it has not taken off like Vlad Guerrero has. His hype is not as high. That Mike Trout card that you just saw, that one was pretty valuable. It was this heritage autograph. It did very well at auction, so I'm glad that it came back. Baker Mayfield, again, sort of chalking that up as a loss. I was hoping to get those purchased and sold well before the season started because I don't have a lot of faith in Baker. I was trying to cash in during the summer, but I got caught really holding the cards, and really PSA was holding the cards hostage for me. So now we got about a minute left in this video, and as you can see, the rest of these cards are really just going to be Christian Yelich base cards. Those are hopefully pretty easy to grade, so I picked out the ones that I thought they were going to gem, and I did pretty well with those. I think I might have had 2 or 3 9s out of a bunch. I may have submitted 25 of those. And there's also a Mookie Betts update there at the end as well. So overall, this was a very low-end order. I think total sale value through Probstein was around $7,600 or $7,700. Not the best order from an ROI perspective, but it was positive. So despite the poor results and despite me not necessarily getting the grades that I wanted, overall this was a pretty strong order. That just shows the beauty of grading. Even if you have a very poor order, you can still have a positive ROI, and that ROI can be taken to buy more cards to send off to PSA, and hopefully you can stash away a couple of those along the way. So everybody, thanks for checking out the video. Much appreciated. I have a couple more that are coming up right for you. Thanks.